And today we're talking about, you guessed it, House of the Dragon on HBO.
Yeah, or the second half of the first season of House of the Dragon.
You're right, because we did already talk about it, and have our thoughts changed?
So I almost want to kind of feel bad because at least on YouTube, our number one viewed video, and like I think some of our most viewed shorts on like TikTok or whatever, are like us bashing House of the Dragon.
Oh.
And like I don't regret what we said because the first half of the season did suck. But everything since the time skip, so like everything, I guess, from episode 6 on, so this is my non-spoiler review, has been very good.
Yeah.
And we've liked it a lot, and we just watched the season finale, and like my chest hurts.
Honestly, we needed a break before like
we recording
this because like we needed to process emotions that we haven't felt for a show, I would say, in quite some time.
I don't think I've felt this like much emotions for a show since I watched Severance.
I knew you were going to say Severance.
We haven't reviewed Severance, even though it's like one of my favorite shows.
We're waiting for season 2.
Yeah, we'll review season 1 when season 2 comes out. So yeah, my non-spoiler review is, I think I like this more than Game of Thrones season 1. I'm like more invested. I feel more things. It's definitely like awesomer. There's like dragons and stuff.
Yes. I think that's, I don't think that's the most valid statement because it took you so long. Like Game of Thrones was an awesome precursor to get you invested in this earlier.
You're right. You're right.
So like, I don't think that's entirely fair to say, but the dragon part is on point.
So, I mean, I guess that's my non-spoiler review for at least the second half of the season, for better. But the second half is so good, it's worth like slogging through the first half.
For sure.
So for me, for better, Tobes.
My non-spoiler review?
Non-spoilers.
Thank you. Give me all the dragons. Thank you. I just ate chocolate, so I'm crazy.
She had like 4/5 of a Hershey bar.
Yeah, because I have to share with somebody else. The baby's hungry. That was the baby's piece.
Also, have you guys noticed we're wearing our Sunday best? We're both wearing pajamas.
That's also probably why we're like, at least me, a little loopy, because like I'm in comfies. Like,
yep.
Eventually,
it's also like it's like only 5 p.m. Like we're already dressed like this, and it's only 5 p.m.
That's cute. When did you change?
I didn't go to work today because today's
right.
Diwali. Happy Diwali, everybody.
Happy Diwali. And I changed right when I got home at 3.
Good job.
So,
all right.
hello.
So for better, for worse.
Sorry. Yeah, for better. I hate non-spoiler reviews. So.
Skip. All right, cool. For better. All right, spoilers from here on out for all the stuff. Spoilers now.
Gotcha.
Okay, let's go to our notes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we already said we dumped on this show in our last episode about it, but now we both really like it. Yeah, we have feelings. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Like, now we go on to the other stuff. We already said that. We already said it.
Listen, no, because it's not fair. I have feelings about things
Go ahead. Share your feelings.
Thank you. Oh, that was freeing.
I take a break.
This is why our marriage works out so well. I just speak and he sleeps.
I sleep.
Okay. So I am currently rewatching Game of Thrones, right? I am on season 6. And I like feel things for Game of Thrones, right? And this show, I was very worried that I wasn't going to feel the same way. And like a little bit of last episode, like you saw like inklings of it, like feelings of like hatred or feelings of anger, like power, right? When Rhaenys flies up from the floor. Excuse me, everybody.
Such a badass scene.
Oh my God, so good. But I was like, who am I going to root for? You know, like I don't really. But this episode, like, damn.
Now, like, yeah, if
like
you didn't have someone to root for in the previous episodes, after these 2 episodes, I guess this is most review episodes 9 and 10.
I'd say so.
Like we picked this. Everyone's picked a side. I mean, like you're on Rhaenyra's side,
right? Like you're on Rhaenyra's side,
right? Like you're all on Rhaenyra's side.
Like we're looking at you. Anybody thinking otherwise,
right? Like she's
the winner.
I guess she's a woman, and historically the internet doesn't like women. But like she is. I mean, like her son got eaten by a dragon. Like chomped
on it. Giant dragon.
Just a big old chomp.
Just took a Gino-sized bite out of a sandwich.
That's mean.
Sorry, he just got dragon-sized mouth over here.
That dragon dragged him into its stomach. Her stomach. It's a girl dragon, right?
I don't don't know.
He got dragged. Yeah,
I saw
poor.
a sheet. Vagar's a
We'll talk
Vagar's
about it. We'll talk
mean
about it.
girl. We will talk about it. But I'm just saying.
But I agree with what you're saying. Is like now I actually care about these characters, which is the first 6 episodes. Like I don't know. I don't want to blame the actors because like I liked all the actors.
No. Again, and I don't remember if I talk about it. We're going to talk about it now. I don't blame the actors. So Gino and I have
never blame actors on this show.
I'm pretty nice. I'd say you start blaming actors in a show where the writing is good for everybody else except that one person. And you're like, what's different?
Why are you doing this? Yeah.
So like, I think that's when it becomes like, oh, you're not a good actor.
Okay.
So Gino and I have differing thoughts on this. I think there should be more episodes.
Oh, differing thoughts on like how we think they could have improved the show.
Right, because like
we obviously know.
Only start caring, right? And we both have degrees in screenwriting,
education, and biology.
Screenwriting and zoology.
Oh, and zoology. I forgot. Yes, she has 2 masters though, so you can listen to her more. I only have 1 master's
for screenwriting specifically.
No, yep, 100%. Wink.
Screenwriting and bio.
So yeah, Toby, how would you have approved this show? And we've already argued about this, and I'm already mad about it. So go ahead.
Great. I think we needed season 1 to be just the time skips of the kids getting to where we are now. Like, I think we needed to see more baby Rhaenyra.
Sorry, can you say that again? Because it sounds like you just want what's already happened. You said we need season 1 to be where we are now, but that is season 1.
I need the end of season 1. I need more Rhaenyra. I need to care more about what's her name?
So you say you want no time skips in season 1?
No. Well, the minor time skips are fine, right? Because we had like minor time skip. We had like the 3-year time skip.
Sure, but like you don't want the actresses to change. You want to spend more time with them being friends.
Right. I need more time to care about their relationship because that came back, right? Because in this last episode, like Otto tries to give this like peace offering of like, remember your friendship with your buddy. And I was like, y'all were friends for a day.
And like it was their favorite book, a picture of like the book.
It's so unclear what that relationship was.
I was like, did the guy, the sea snake die?
Right, we read it.
Yeah,
it was still
like paused.
Like what? And I was like, who draws a picture on a note?
Yeah. So like that. What? Yeah. I think I get what you're saying. Where like you want to spend more time having us like see them like growing up, being friends. Because
this betrayal needs to be bigger.
Yeah. Like, and you don't think they did a good enough job showing their friendship?
No, because they don't seem like and like literally what? They have 2 episodes where they're friends.
They stroke each other's hair in a park, in a field.
Right? And like then like what's her face? I keep wanting to call her Marjorie. That's not her name. Allison like hooks up with her dad.
Oh, Millie's definitely knocking that light over.
Oh, for sure. Or she's burning herself.
Oh, whatever.
But like Allison's like hooking up with her dad. And like that's kind of where things go down. And that's what episode 3?
So you want more before Allison? Yeah, that's like episode 1, I think.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like they don't have a friendship. She's her stepmom almost immediately.
Yeah.
So like this like betrayal, which I'm going to keep saying it that big. It's like 7 syllables at this point. Betrayal is like, it needs to be more powerful. I mean, it sucks, obviously. Like I get that.
So like, I just want to like, so what? Okay. So you want more of the kids. You want more of Rhaenyra and Allison as kids, but then like, what is the plot of the first season? So that I don't fall asleep.
Okay, so you're also going to have more of building Rhaenyra's relationship with Daemon. We don't just get one scene of her and him escaping and then like hooking up, and everybody's like, whoa, go back and hook up. You know what I'm saying? Like we got one episode and like tidbits
see them
of the
like
flirting.
when she's a little kid.
I mean, like I guess that was tough, but or like her and Kristen Cole, right? Developing that close friendship that eventually leads to them hooking up, right? They hook up. Like that seemed like it came out of nowhere. And like for him to hate her, like for him to be like, leave everybody and come with me, seemed brash. Like what? Why? You're just her guard. No, like
guard lover.
Right, guard lover. But like I only see guard. And I only
saw boned
one time. And then he's like,
one time
I
that
hate
we
you.
know of. Toast.
But that's what I'm saying. Give us a deeper.
So, I guess, but like that just sounds like you're taking the most boring part of the season and making more of it, and I don't want to do that.
All right, well, we could have introduced more other houses.
Maybe I guess if you're going to do that, then maybe do more stuff with the who was the bad guy in the first like 2 episodes?
LOL.
Like make him the villain of season 1.
the crab man.
The crab eater. Yeah, I guess like if you're going to have like that war be the plot of season 1.
Do it.
That like kicks off to this.
Right, because then also
Get
the
more
feud
Daemon.
between Daemon and Viserys, where Daemon's like, "Don't help me," and Viserys is like, "I'm going to help you after 3 years, brother."
They're just
And
sending
then-
ravens back and forth. So
then-
it's like
right, like
8 months of back and forth.
Send the raven.
Yeah,
You know,
I
like
can see it.
it's just I didn't care. And like I have coworkers at work that didn't even want to watch the season finale because they were so
They watched
unhappy.
episode 9 and they didn't want to watch the season finale.
Yeah.
Did they see Rainey's bust through
I'm
the
gonna
floor?
need you not call her Rainey's.
Isn't her? What's her name?
Rainice.
Whatever.
Like Denise.
They're fake names. I guess all names are fake.
Call Denise.
Denise,
Rainice.
Rainice. It's Rainey's. They say it all the time.
Right, but you said Rainey's.
That's what I. Yeah,
Like
that's what I
it's
said.
Rainey's
I'm cutting this
down.
part out. You're wrong. So like, okay, going back to your point,
Yeah.
which is incorrect.
Right one.
You want to take the boring parts and make them more.
Yeah, but make him not boring.
But make
Be-
him not
Be a
boring.
good writer. Show us more
Can I give my
dragons.
my thing now?
No, because I'm more right.
Okay, so I think the opposite of that. I think what they could have done, and maybe I'm wrong here because I mean, like it's. I would say it's clear that, like having watched the behind the scenes stuff of the last few seasons of Game of Thrones, where it really seemed like Dan and Dave, I think, were the showrunners, had like no idea what they were doing after season 5. Every time I see the showrunners for this show talking, I'm like, okay, it seems like even though I disagree with what they did and I didn't like it, like really thinking about like what to do with these characters, and they're very deliberate in like showing this in the beginning of the season to set up this. Like in the last episode, the final scene where they show Aemon's dragon eating what's his cousin's name?
Lucerys.
Luke. You could see in Aemon's face that like I've lost control of this dragon.
Right.
Which goes back to that scene in episode 2 or episode 1 where Viserys is like, we don't actually control the dragons. The dragons kind of suck and do whatever they want. So like it seems very deliberate that the things they showed us in the beginning of the season, they thought were important. They weren't just like throwing crap into the things. So maybe it's true that from their vision, there's nothing you can cut out of that first 6 episodes, but damn, are those first 6 episodes real boring?
You know what you cut? The silence. Like
What's that one?
No. Do you remember how I'm like upset that there's not a lot of dialogue?
Oh yeah, there was a lot of staring in the
A
beginning.
lot of staring, a lot of silence. Please, they literally eat at a dinner and nobody's talking. They're just like. And
Would
then-
you rather that dinner or the dinner where Viserys' half his face is gone? Which dinner would you
That's the
prefer?
dinner.
That's the dinner. I guess you're right. That's the more interesting dinner.
That's the dinner.
Oh yeah, and then like the blonde girl said, "Oh God, episode 9 and 10 are so good." Or is that episode 8 with half his face?
have his face 9
episode-
because he dies in 9.
No,
No, he's already
that's
dead.
episode 8. So
That's
8,
episode
9,
8.
and 10 are great episodes.
Right. Well, honestly, you guys, I'm still upset. Anybody else with me on this? I didn't see it on Twitter, but like Viserys has to smell like
Horrible.
really bad,
Horrible.
Like these people are just eating.
He
with
looked like
his
Two-Face
putrid
from,
flesh. Yeah, which is not real, and also like then like I can't picture somebody with that many sores on their body smelling like or not at all.
And I feel bad for like the CG animators that had to like do that because like that's got to be gross. There
you
was
know what?
an article I read for
Yeah.
the people who make Mortal Kombat that like the like I guess 3D modelers who actually have to like make all the fatalities and stuff in Mortal Kombat, they need like therapy to like
right, get
get
over
them through it. So like I imagine that whoever did that, I hope they got some therapy because you see like the muscles.
Right, like it's like brutal. Like he's got to be in the
Yeah.
most pain. Like Milk of the Poppy's not cutting it.
It's morphine.
He must be triple dosing
Oh please.
because like if half my
if I
face
looked
was
like
missing-
that, like no way am I being like, don't give me morphine.
right,
Load me. I don't care about
Like-
give me all the morphine.
right, like blend my food,
Fentanyl.
just whatever
me.
you need. Kill me. I don't know,
Because
like
he's essentially in hospice care, which is like where they're supposed to use that stuff. So like,
which is what they do.
yeah. And he's like, nope. And I'm like, oh.
I know. He's like, let me just get down the stairs.
And like, there's a hole in your face. Okay, so pause. We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Are we?
Yes, we are. Because I want to talk about how we improved season 1.
Sorry.
So yeah, I guess like I would like for those first 6 episodes to maybe get scrunched down to like 3.
So
Did you just burp in the mic?
I meant to do it outside, and I didn't get fired.
Good job. I'm gonna make that loud, extra loud in the.
Sorry,
Yeah.
everyone. I can't.
It's fine. If they have like subwoofers in their car, the car just like shook. Okay. Okay, so can we talk about like how we're more invested in the characters after the time skip?
Please.
Okay, so I wrote here, Damon is less of a one-note edgelord. I didn't like Damon in the beginning of the show because he's just like, man, I'm going to rebel against my brother and I'm going to bone his daughter. And like here, he like after the time skip, he has kids. He like wants to kind of escape this whole thing and he goes back and he like marries. Like you can tell he like really loves his brother. That scene where Viserys is limping towards the throne. And
he, like,
Damon
goes to
picks up the
help him.
crown.
Are you calling? Yeah.
Apparently, it was improv. That was not in the script.
And his crown.
And his crown just fell off the
You know what?
his actor, and then Matt Smith picked it up.
That's Matt Smith's Doctor Who improv right there.
That one scene, I think, made me really like Damon, and it sucks that that wasn't in the script.
Well,
because,
I've also been seeing a lot of people saying like Damon's scenes are getting cut out of him like being a nice person.
I don't think you need any
true.
more than what just we saw already. We saw in that episode.
But it happened like before that, like just like scenes to show that he's not some like awful warlord kind of thing.
You
like
know,
throughout the scene to show that he's because you do see him care about Rhaenyra.
Yeah, well, when he gives her the necklace, I'm gonna be honest. I think I like the way they did it. I think even though I didn't like him in the beginning of the show. I think if you showed him being too nice in the beginning. Then the scene where he helps his brother wouldn't have been as impactful to me.
Sorry. I think it would be more like...
Just let it rip, Toes. Burp right in the microphone.
You guys, I'm like, it's so good. I'm so sorry.
Pregnancy burps.
Pregnancy. It's 4 more months.
I'm going to title this episode like something, House of the Dragon. Also, Toby is very, very loudly pregnant. I mean, like, we have a whole section just about pregnancy for House of the Dragon.
Get ready for it, you guys.
Like, if you ever wanted a good, like, I imagine that, like, Trojan condoms or the other one, like, paid for product placement for this show. They're like, listen, show childbirth as gruesomely and horrible as you can.
Scare the women as best you can.
Yeah, scare them as much as possible. And then, like, condom sales are just going to skyrocket.
Right. They're gonna be buying them in bulk.
But that's for later.
Sorry.
This episode's going to be 4 hours long.
Sorry, Gino, I'm sorry.
So your thoughts about Damon. I've been talking this whole time. You've been burping this whole time. I've been talking this whole time.
I mean, like, I think the reason we care more about the characters is because there are more characters to care about.
More is better?
Yes. That's why that first part of the season, when all we talked about were Viserys, Rhaenyra, Alicent, Damon, 4. Maybe not even
my
Alicent.
Main man, Otto Hightower. Come on, he's my favorite character still.
Otto freaking leaves in the most of the season.
Yeah,
he gets fired. He fires himself.
He's there where it counts.
Okay, in the heart.
I wrote here, Otto Hightower is still a G.
Please, every time Gino sees him, he goes, "Get in the
flask."
I mean,
he's so good in this. I want to watch more shows with him in it.
I bet we can find some.
But I'm gonna be upset because he won't use his Otto Hightower voice.
He won't. But so my thing is, they have more characters to play off of. We get to see more dynamic relationships.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Which is why, like, and we have more characters that we can differentiate between. Like, oh, we don't like Aegon. We don't like Aemon. We like Lucerys. What?
I do like those characters.
Right, but like as people, they are
bad guys.
Inherently bad, right? But as people, like Lucerys is this sweet little boy that just doesn't want to. He just like eat me down.
What happened to him though?
He got eaten. It's honestly what happens to nice little boys in Game of Thrones.
You know what's crazy? What hit me more about that scene where Luke gets eaten is not necessarily that Luke got eaten. It's that like Aemon, who's been pretending to be this like badass, like I'm a one patch guy and I'm gonna bully my cousin. Like clearly did not want that to happen and like felt bad and like scared.
Well, because it's not his cousin. It's also your nephew.
Right.
It's
sorry.
Nephew.
Like that is like got me right here. It's
right?
like Aemon's not as much of a bad guy as he pretends to be.
Right. I think that might be his turning point though.
I forgot to add this to the notes. I'm going to add it to you. I'm going to add it to it.
Why do we write notes in the
I
first
want to talk
place?
about how this scene makes me think they could have improved Game of Thrones season 8. We've already talked about it.
Oh, we talked about it. I'll let Gino take it away.
No. I want you to keep talking about the characters you like. So I wrote here Rhaenyra and Alicent. I like them better as their adult actors.
I would agree, but because we get to see them like do more. I
feel bad because the child the teenage actors were not bad at all. Like they were great, but like the ones they got for adult Rhaenyra and Alicent are like show stealing good.
Are really good. And like Alicent is like in episode 9, you can clearly tell that she was not happy. Like she needed to share what she thought Viserys wanted. And then when they had this coup ready to go of we're going to take over the throne, she was like, what? Like, when they were all, everybody had a plan already. Like she clearly didn't want that. And like you see that also in episode 10, where they bring that peace offering where Otto's like, listen, you bend the knee, you're cool with Dragonstone, your kid can have
they give him like
stuff.
everything. Yeah.
Right. Like just remember your friendship with Alicent. Like we don't want bloodshed. And Damon's like, no. It was like, I'll kill you right here.
I'm going to choke you for some reason.
For Rhaenyra?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just
grabbed her neck. That was rough. But yes, at them as like adult, everybody right now, this episode like solidified me. Like you've got me. I'm going to keep watching. Good job.
It's the only show that we've been reviewing that I've been like looking forward to watching every week.
Here, if you're a nostalgic person, let me give you an idea of nostalgia. So we started off watching the Lord of the Rings show and House of the Dragon.
And I was like, Lord of the Rings show is so much better than House of the Dragon. Like, what an idiot.
Well, which show do we watch now?
We watch House of the Dragon. We don't care about Lord of the Rings show.
No,
we're probably not going to review the rest of it.
There's no way because we're not catching up with 1-hour episodes.
And yet those episodes of us saying that Lord of the Rings was better than House of the Dragon will be on the internet forever.
So we'll eat our words. Words eaten.
Chocolate eaten, Toby. You ate chocolate.
Oh, give me another piece. Next note.
Okay. I wish I could delete the foot scene from my brain. So I don't like, you're not supposed to like him. Who's the little finger of this show? Littlefoot? I guess we should call him now.
Littlefoot.
Okay, I was talking to this with people at work who also watch House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
And they did not notice that scene where he asked to see her feet and then like masturbates.
Because he asks for his like reward.
Oh, you're right. He doesn't ask. She just does it.
She just does it.
They've done it before.
But it was like, so like during that scene, he like sticks his hand down his pants. She turns away. So even I was like, I know what it looks like. But I was like, that looks weird. Like, does she know that he's touching himself?
She knows.
Right. She knows because that's like the deal they have.
Gross.
His name is
I was getting a lot of Quentin Tarantino vibes from that scene. He's big on feet.
Ugh.
Kill Bill. He like just whole scene is just feet.
I mean, like honestly, she must have stinky feet too.
Oh, everyone has. My sister talks about like my sister won't watch any medieval things because she just thinks everyone smells like
everyone
looks at it. So like her feet definitely smell. She's walking all day.
Right.
Is this the scene where she's trying to find her son? Right. She's been running around trying to find her son.
Sweaty.
Gross
feet.
I also wrote here, I wish I could delete Unmask Viserys from my brain. We talked about that already. You know what I want to point out, since we brought the scene up again? Like, and I can say this about the dragons as well, because again, we complain about this so much in She-Hulk, how bad the CGI was, or at least I complain about it. I never once during the show was like, the CGI is a good or bad. Like, never once was like, oh, the CGI is good or the CGI is bad. Until I realized that I wasn't thinking that, and then I was like, oh, the CGI is really good. If I can't notice the CGI, it's good CGI. So I never even thought of like, oh, they clearly green screened his face to like make it see-through. It just like looked good.
Also, you probably were like, there's got to be something else in the scene I could look at.
Oh my God. Like he took that man. I was like, no. And he has like his eye is out. And I was like, put it back.
I know. He doesn't have an eyeball.
Yeah.
It's like
poor him.
Real brutal, the fact that he lived for so long.
How dumb was it when in episode 10, when Damon found out that his brother's dead, and his first thought's like, they must have killed him. Like,
no,
dude, he had a hole in his face last time you saw him.
Right, like
no one killed him.
You know what killed him? Bacteria.
Yeah. Having a hole in his face killed him. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
I was like, you could have spit on him, and he
would have died.
Blow him over. Like, stop it. Let him go in his sleep and let him.
You should have killed him. Like, he's a hole in his face.
Right? Like just a nice
mercy killing
gesture. Yeah. Just look at him.
Oh my God. You killed the other guy, cut his head off.
Oh my God. And that guy was like
saw
alive.
His brains and stuff.
Corliss's brother.
Yeah.
Corliss?
Whatever.
Corliss's brother?
I wrote here, Rhaenys is an effing G. Because I didn't care really about Rhaenys at all in the show. I thought she was just going to be like the grumpy, like, I wanted to be queen lady. And then in that scene in the dragon pit where she escapes.
Yeah.
And then just like.
Just explodes it. Just like just like woman in charge coming on her dragon.
I think that dragon scene was cooler than any of the dragon scenes from the original Game of Thrones. I can't think of a more like impactful, awesome. I mean, like, sure, a lot of innocent people died. Whatevs.
They shouldn't have
And
been there anyway.
They were forced to go there.
They were forced to go
Oops.
there. Oops.
But boy, was that an awesome scene. I loved it.
I'm like trying to think. So far, no. One of the big dragon scenes in Game of Thrones was when the White Walkers got the dragon.
Yeah, but that was dumb because I'm like, why'd you give the White Walkers a dragon?
Well, Daenerys wasn't exactly like.
And like,
that's
what?
what
They would have
happened.
not been able to break through the wall without the dragon. Then you just shouldn't have gone up there. And then that war over. We win. I got it. See,
Rewritten it, guys.
Season 7 and 8 of Game of Thrones is so bad. Okay. So yeah, Rhaenys is just such a badass.
Wait, let
and
me
I love
just
it.
point out that Gino wasn't paying attention during the scene the first time we watched it.
I have to go back. I
And
thought
so
she
he's
came
like,
through the roof.
what happened? Why is she on a dragon? Where'd she come from?
I didn't
love
know
this
because I didn't realize they were
scene.
in the dragon pits. So I
Right.
didn't realize like, oh, that's where she parked her dragon.
Well, but she like smiles and then she like escapes.
I thought she like went somewhere else to go get her dragon
Yeah,
and then dive
underneath
bombed the
the-
thing.
No,
I
I
didn't realize
see.
they were in the parking lot where the
no,
dragons are.
man, and parking lot, like an underground parking lot,
And then
just
boom, like awesome. Awesome.
And like in her armor, just God, she looks so good. I wrote in my notes that if we were having a girl, which we're not, Rhaenys, it'd be
no, you cannot. Okay. And this will bring me to my point that I just wrote down before about Daenerys. Because a lot of people name their daughters or
Daenerys
Daenerys.
or Khaleesi,
And then what did she do?
guys.
She blew up, Mega Hitler blew up an entire city, right?
A city of bones and ash.
Who's the guy who was the president during World War II and dropped the A-bombs? History teachers, please.
I could
She
look it
pulled
up.
whoever was in charge of the United States when we dropped the A-bombs, right? Little man and fat man, whatever the two A-bombs were, right?
Uh-huh.
So she blew up an entire city. That's the person you want to name your daughter after?
Right, like
good
that's
job.
rough. Right.
So like don't name your kids after fictional Targaryens, I think is the
I think that's
thing.
fair.
So I'm going to deny you that one. If you put it on the birth
Fine.
certificate, I'm erasing it.
I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna call her
I'm gonna sh-
Rhaenys.
I'm trying to write like for our daughter. So, okay, so no, you're wrong. Do not name our kids Rhaenys. Don't name your kids after Targaryens, right? What do they say? The flip a coin?
Damon. Oh, honestly,
Don't name your kid after Damon.
Damon, you already know you should have named him because of the scary movie where the kid Damon gets possessed.
Devil movie.
A devil movie. It is a devil movie.
So, like, just stop naming your kids after Game of Thrones characters.
about-
They're not good people.
Yeah, but I kind of like the name Jacaerys.
Stop. No.
Jace is
No.
cute.
Okay, next. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay, yeah. So, okay. Let's talk about the scene in depth about Aemond and Luke. I guess we talked about it a lot. Say, oh, God.
They're not
And
ready.
I didn't realize how big Vagar was compared to the other dragons.
Oh
Like,
my
she's huge.
God, she's so big. And
So-
that little, what is her dragon's name? Starts with an A.
Like Araxis or something like that.
It's just so little.
Yeah, okay. So there's a lot of stuff about the scene I love. One is scary. Two, again, I mentioned this before, but it throws back to what Viserys said in the beginning of the season, where like they don't really control the dragons. The dragons can pretty much do whatever they want because both riders lose control of their dragons because Luke he got away, right? His dragon was smaller, it was quicker. He got away.
Right.
But his
Arax.
dragon was like, I'm going to shoot this giant dragon in
Right,
the
that
face.
wasn't nice of you, baby. Do
Yeah,
that.
so you hear him like, stop, don't do that, don't do that. And
right.
then Aemon didn't want to chase him anymore. He made his point.
Right.
And then Vagar
then-
wasn't listening to him either.
Because Vagar got mad that he got fire in his face. She got
That's right.
fire in her face. Fair.
So I just love that idea. I love that they had set that up. That like the dragons are dangerous because they don't listen. Because in the original Game of Thrones, they never brought that up.
Right. The dragons essentially.
The dragons are dangerous because Daenerys.
Right. Exactly. Daenerys was scary. Daenerys made bad decisions. Her dragons made bad decisions.
Or like the dragons are scary because of the Targaryens.
Right. Here, you've got it's honestly foreshadowed in the whole episode where Rhaenyra is like, no, like a dragon war. Everything
dies.
everything burns.
Yeah.
Right? That's what happened when the dragons go to war, everything burns. And so now we see that. right?
Right.
Like that happened. Like we saw two dragons get pissed off, make and the dragons did what? Guys, wait, I can use my degree.
You have a degree in zoology. Dragons aren't
Exactly.
real.
Are they based off of
They seem like
animals
smarter
with
than normal
behaviors?
animals.
Whatever. They're gonna do as animals do. You gonna bite at a little crocodile that pisses off a bigger crocodile.
Bite them.
That bigger crocodile is gonna bite the
Especially if
little.
he's a bite size. I mean, like,
He's right. He's a bite size.
Vagar's so big, the other one was bite size. He literally bit
Exactly.
him.
Literally bit right through him.
As Amy was like, no,
That was like
have me
really
right
hard
here.
to watch.
Okay, so what this scene did was make me even hate season 8 of Game of Thrones even more, because I think that this concept could have been used in season 8 for the scene where Daenerys blows up King's Landing to make her a more relatable and less evil character. Because everyone got really mad that she was like, 20% evil in Game of Thrones, and then went like full genocide, right? She went from like, I kill the people I don't like, or the people who are in my way,
Right.
bad guys that we don't like, to like, I'm going to murder women and children.
Right. Innocence
blow up a city.
gone. Right.
So I think what would have been more interesting to season 8 of Game of Thrones is this concept where she hears the bells. She knows that King's Landing's given up. She's like mad and she wants to blow up King's Landing, but she doesn't. She's like, you know what? I'm a
you're
good
telling us-
person.
yes.
I'm not going to blow up King's Landing.
I was like, that's not what happened.
And then Drogon senses how mad she is, and then Drogon blows up King's Landing.
Right.
And you just hear her say, no, like, don't do it.
Right.
And she loses control of Drogon, and then
Has to
pretend like it was her fault
right.
because she doesn't want to look weak.
Right.
That would have been so much more interesting. All the people who named their daughters Daenerys wouldn't have had to be embarrassed about it anymore.
Right, a little bit redeemed.
It would have been, right, because it wouldn't have been her fault. So from our perspective, we would
Right.
know that like she's not totally evil. She just like lost control of her nuclear bomb.
You keep hitting your wire.
I hit the microphone. No.
You keep hitting your wire, and I keep noticing
It's my
it.
fault. Why didn't you say something?
I don't know. I thought you get upset with me that I'm like, you're
No,
doing
I get upset
it.
with myself that I hit the wire.
Yeah.
No, you think I only yell at you for hitting the wire?
Sometimes.
Only you're not allowed to hit the wire. I'm allowed to hit the wire. Anyway, we should get like laugh mics, the ones that like clip onto your.
Honestly, then we
Yep.
wouldn't be hitting anything.
Oh, well, I would go like this.
Yeah, you put yourself.
So I think that would have made season 8 of Game of Thrones just like 10% better.
Well, and it would have been, as you're saying, more interesting also because you have that added factor of, like we only have 3 dragons now. You think they're under control? Well, guess what? Hundreds of years ago, they were crazy and they're still
They all
freaking
died.
dragons.
Yeah.
Right. So, like, you guys think you can control them and look at this. And then that'll lead up to the Jon Snow sequel continuation.
Well, right, and then it also would have been like really sad when Jon Snow killed her because
Did
like
all the
it wasn't her
dragons
fault.
die?
If they did that. What?
What happened to all
No,
the
Drogon's
dragons?
alive. Her other 2 dragons died.
Right.
One of them got killed by the White Walkers,
and then one of them got killed by that
killed by
one.
the Greyjoys.
Oh.
He shot the thing at her.
I don't
Yeah.
wanna
So she only had one
rewatch
dragon
anymore.
left.
Right.
But like it would have made the scene where because obviously Jon Snow still would have killed her because he wouldn't have believed.
Right.
She wouldn't have told him that it wasn't Drogon's fault.
Right.
So Jon Snow would have still killed her, and then it would have been really sad because she didn't want to blow up King's Landing, and then Jon Snow killed her anyway.
That would have been really good.
So that would have been, I think that would have just made season 8 so much better, but probably that's not something that George R. R. Martin told them was going to happen.
Probably wasn't.
2, Dan and Dave wanted nothing to do with the show after season 5. They wanted to go out and make that Star Wars show that got canceled. They never made.
Yikes.
Yeah, so like they wanted out of Game of Thrones season 8 anyway.
Well, you guys did it.
But I'm really going back to now House of the Dragon. I'm really interested because just that look on Aemon's face. I don't know why that hit me so much. Just like the
because-
fact that he's like he was being so mean to his nephew, but like didn't want to kill him.
Of course he didn't want to
and
kill
then was
him.
like sad and like terrified.
Well, because of the consequences, right? So like
I don't even think just the consequence.
Well-
I think he was just scared that like, oh no.
well, the right, but
Yeah.
the oh no has a reason, right? One oh no, which you pointed out, was that now he can't control his dragon.
Yep.
So now he's got to go home and say, I can't control my dragon. My dragon
Which
killed
he's
somebody.
not gonna say.
He's not going to say. He's going to say,
I did it on purpose.
he's going to say, sweet baby Luke attacked me.
Yeah.
And I had no choice but to eat him.
I told
Vagar to go
eat him.
to chew him up and spit him out. Like, no. 2, you just like he hasn't killed anybody before
That we know of, but
that we know.
yeah.
Probably not, right?
Also, how awesome did that sapphire eyeball look?
Looked real nice.
So awesome.
Honestly, Luke should have just cut his eye out to have a sapphire one.
Do you think the actor's face is just like this on purpose? Or like...
That's what he sounded like in his interview. Like, all right, you guys should listen to our Halloween Ends thing, because Gino talked about how unrealistic the awful person sounded like, and like, no offense to the actor, but you sound the same.
No, I think Eamon's great. You're wrong.
No, but that was his regular voice.
Yeah, this is. I'm saying, do you think his face is like this permanently, like, or like he's doing that for the character?
No, I think all of it. I think this is just who he is as a person. Yeah, Gino's having a good time over there.
He's doing Blue Steel from.
Kind of.
Yeah. Anyway, back to what you were saying.
Right, because now we can't make it a short because you just cut off the third one.
Boo!
Every time. So I was thinking about that. I'm like,
don't worry, I'll cut it out.
Okay, good. No, you won't.
Yeah, well, if you tell me with the short, I'll cut it out.
Okay. So, the third thing is he just started a war.
Yoops.
Like we were laughing at Twitter. We were like scrolling through, and Twitter had some good stuff up there. Just like faces, like my bad.
How to Train Your Dragon.
How to Train Your... Like he started a war. Now he's gonna go back home, tell his mom, who already doesn't really like him, and he's gonna go tell his brother, who he hates, like, sorry guys, we have to go to war. This is my fault.
Yeah.
Right? So like that, but that face, that's good acting.
It's good. It's good acting.
It's not
good
the
directing.
actors.
Just good. I feel more invested in this than I ever did in Game of Thrones. I don't think I cared about Game of Thrones that much.
I don't think that I don't remember caring that much.
Which means you probably didn't care that much.
I don't think that's true, because I definitely did. And also I was talking with that same coworker that like stopped watching. He was saying that like, because he wants to feel this. I don't like this. Like, it hurts my chest. Like my chest.
No, they of course this episode they set up like how cute Luke is. He's going to his mom. He said he called his mom instead of your Grace.
And he's like,
chomp.
I just eat it. And like, you knew what was gonna happen, and that's what was so awful. The stakes are high now. Like, the stakes are high because we know people can die. We know a lot of people die now. Like, that's the like. No, seriously, my back hurts from this. Like, I'm just like so tense.
Yeah, we like this show now. What do I title this? Because my title for the last episode was so good. House of the Boring.
People actually loved it. Like it.
So now what am I going to do? House of the we like this show now? That's not funny.
We'll come up with one.
God.
Drop it in the comments.
It's so much funnier when we don't like a show.
I know. People enjoy our hate commentary.
Yeah, and like I would say the first 2 episodes of this podcast, we only liked shows. We kept liking shows. And I feel like this was the first show where we're like, we hate this.
And then here we come.
And now it's like one of my favorite shows of the year.
Tail between our legs. Sorry.
Dragon tail between our legs.
Dragon tail between our legs. Swishing back and forth.
All right, Toby, you're pregnant.
I am pregnant.
I think a main theme of this season is just that, like, don't have kids because giving birth is bad. So what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are they keep presenting this as like a war, right? The directors talked about this was like she's at a war with her own body, right?
The battlefield on the battlefield and the battlefield in the birthing room.
And so we've seen several births at this point.
Very gruesome.
Very gruesome. 2 of them end in deaths of both. Right? Yep. Both the mother and the fetus.
And I just want to pause for a second and say, like, gruesome to us as people who like have repeatedly watched A Miracle of Life. Like, so we've not been to a birth before in real life, but like we've seen it on TV.
Right. And I used to watch.
And this is more gruesome than that.
Way more. I used to watch TLC, A Birth Story, all the time. Granted,
why?
They blur. I don't know.
They blur it out though?
I mean, because like you don't want just like.
No blurring out here.
Right. None. I mean, we don't also see like straight shot.
We don't see the actress's private parts, I guess.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, and they don't want to show that on TLC.
But like, she just pulled that baby right on out.
Her like rock hard dead fetus out of her own body.
Yeah. Or the scene where she just gave birth and then had to walk up all those stairs.
Right. Like, there's no maternity leave here when you're princess, I guess.
A lot of mommy issues, I think, going on in the people who write this show.
Right. It made me blessed to feel that I have been born during times of modern medicine.
Of epidurals.
Right. Like, give me the epidural. Like, give me a hospital bed. Give me doctors surrounding me. Give me monitors to check my heart rate, the baby's heart rate, like my oxygen levels.
We've been going to the doctor a lot. like every
Right?
few weeks to make sure that there isn't like a dead monster fetus thing in
Right.
there,
Like,
crystallized.
I know this baby's moving. I feel it, but like, thank you for sonograms.
Yeah.
Like, the things women had to go through are so awful. And like, you don't even see the placenta, but you know that's got to
You
come out.
hear it flop. You hear the flop. Yeah.
And like all the blood, like
We
I
saw
don't
the
wanna
behind the
see
scenes, and there
that.
is a production assistant for blood.
Blood unit.
Blood unit. Yeah. It was production manager, like blood unit. And they put all their effort towards that scene. They did a good job.
Like, can we go back to beheading, please? Like,
Yeah, I think
give
the
me
next
that
scene
blood.
they do a birth. They're just gonna take the scene from Alien where like
it goes,
and the baby just pops out.
yeah, and it's a dragon.
I mean, like if you're the kind of person who doesn't want to have kids, like this is the perfect show to watch. Again, if you want to teach your kids, like, hey, babies are scary. Don't have babies until you're older. This show. I would
this
never
is
have a
it.
baby yet for this.
No, I think I would be a smart ass a little bit and be like, well, we have hospitals, Mom.
This is what we show our baby when
I think so too.
we're like, I had to go through this for you.
This is what I did. They're like, why?
See, what? I
What's
came
wrong
out like
with
this
you?
Krista goes, dead what?
No, but they'll
You have to walk
definitely-
up 1,000 stairs?
right? Like,
Yes.
Mom, you didn't get to rest?
The elevator was broken in the hospital.
Yeah, I had to walk up to recovery.
Ugh, my goodness.
Like, honestly, the most ridiculous stuff. So I'm out on all these birthing scenes. Thank you very
yeah,
much.
I mean, like, there's 4 of them. 4.
Yeah. Yes, stop. Enough. We get it. Babies happen.
Having babies is a battlefield. Do you get it?
We get it. Can we see a stork
But
drop
like,
one?
it was effective, so like, good job, I guess, from like a story perspective, because it clearly affected us.
Yeah, but I don't think of the way that you guys intended.
I think it is. This is exactly the way they intended.
I don't think we got any metaphors from it, really.
We just said the metaphor
Yeah,
like
but-
3 times.
yeah,
we
but
got the metaphor.
Okay, we got it. Enough. We got it after the first one.
Do it more.
No. Oh, God. No.
They're like, we gave her a milk of the poppy epidural and it still sucks.
It's still
no.
right. Oh, my God.
Okay. Is that it?
I don't know. What other notes did I have?
The best dialogue
Oh.
this season was when Corliss came in and talked about war and loyalty. Oh, yeah, you did like.
I loved that scene, right? Corliss comes back alive. I honestly think people are surviving more in this show.
There's not a lot of characters, and so like you're gonna run out if you keep killing.
I
everybody.
guess. So God bless all these people that get to live for I guess a time. And so right, he comes back, they're in the war room and they're talking and he's like talking about loyalty and just I was so in it. Like I'm usually on my phone, especially during this show. I guess not especially during this
I would
show.
say
but
you're not really on your phone during this
not
show. that
on
much.
during this show, but like I'll be like spacing out, whatever. I was staring, listening. The dialogue was so good, and then you have like him saying, "You have our loyalty," and guess what? I've also got the what were they fighting over? That's stupid.
I don't know.
The place,
MacGuffin thing.
so they can like
The Stepstones.
the stepstones.
It's like the islands
so-
between Westeros and Essos.
right. So who cares? But now they can like cut off.
They can cut off trade to King's
Trade.
Landing.
So like you thought like, oh, like we're gonna have something good happening, like a nice easy like win without deaths
And
or
then
whatever.
Chomp.
Well, and then stupid Jace is like, we'll go. Send me on my dragon, mother. I'm gonna go to the Starks and send him to the Baratheons. Like, no, go send. And then when Jace, when Luke got there and just saw Vagar, I said, turn around.
Turn around. Yeah,
You go
that's-
back and you say, listen,
like,
Mom.
Vagar is the size of several buildings. Yeah. Yeah, the scene where when he finally in that scene when Corliss was like, you'll have our fleet. And I was like, yeah.
I know. And like Rhaenys looks just so proud over there. And she's like, I'm going to go with Melissa. I'm going to check things.
Rhaenys is a G. You know what else this show has a lot of? Speaking of that scene,
What?
a lot of old guys with canes,
Yeah.
like making very dramatic entrances.
Entrances, yeah.
I like it. Viserys, Corliss,
And like, I like you say dramatic. What you really mean is slow.
dramatic,
Slow-
but like
slow
it works.
AF.
It works.
Honestly, when Viserys was walking in episode 8, I was like, you guys, this is what I'm talking about.
But that's the point. That's
Yeah,
what
but-
they were trying to show.
But we know it's going to take a long time. I get it.
I know, but
It's like
like-
some of their sex scenes. We get it. They're having sex. Move it along.
Was that this show that had the too many sex scenes?
Yes.
Yeah, but they toned that down after season.
Yeah, but not
halfway through the season.
Not too many.
Like too long.
Too long. I was like, we get it.
They turned that down.
Yeah, because people stopped doing it on screen.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Fine.
Because we get it. It happens. Oh, and more babies are born. We know.
Are you sure you like this show, Topes? Because
I do.
I feel like I like the show a lot more than you do.
No, I do. I'm just like, I'm watching Game of Thrones right now, and it's just dialogue, new scene, dialogue, new action, this. And it's just like a lot. And that's what I want in my like old timey shows, I think. You know, not
You're starting to get to the part of Game of Thrones that's bad, which is like season 7.
Which is probably why it's been taking me so long to get through season 6.
The season 2, 3, 4 of Game of Thrones is still
right, and I flew through those. Yeah. So now, so
but
now
I'm
it's a little slow.
really excited. I don't think this show, like obviously that eating of Luke is a big dramatic moment. I don't think it's as big of a dramatic moment as killing Ned Stark in season 1. Like that's like gold standard. But that wasn't even dramatic.
Was that wasn't even the final episode though?
You're right. I don't think it is.
Was it the penultimate episode?
But like that works way better because it was the main character. You didn't see it coming. No show has ever done that before. So like this didn't end on that big of a note. Like, oh my God, they killed the main character. Right. Who's this show about? But I guess because I knew that Ned Stark died when I watched Game of Thrones. It didn't hit me
probably not
as much as this hit me.
And this also hits you not because it's a main character, but because this is the war. Like we knew a war was coming. We don't know what necessarily starts the war because Rhaenyra is like, I'm not doing anything unless I have to.
And then now she has to. I think it's also good because like, again, because of Aemon's reaction to it, I care more. Like imagine if like the executioner cut off Ned Stark's head.
Right.
And then like Joffrey was like, no, and he did it.
Oh, yeah.
And now Joffrey's like, oh no, like that would be more, obviously Joffrey's not going to do that because he's pure evil.
Right.
But it makes me like Aemon better.
As a character. Because I think he's about to turn stone cold.
Yeah, Steve Austin.
16.
All right, Toby, is there anything more you want to say about this? I just like,
no.
I got to think of a title.
I have to like
We
process
just like the show a lot. I could probably talk
stomach.
about it again. We might have to do another episode about this again.
Why?
Because I liked it so much.
Oh, okay.
Okay, bye.
Wait,
no, sorry.
oh my gosh, we have...
Like and subscribe.
Well, that's it. Thank you for listening to For Better or Worse. If you want to know more and also like what you heard, visit our website for betterorworse.buzzsprout.com and subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or whatever you listen to so you never miss an episode. Like and subscribe to our show on YouTube so you can see what we look like and watch our cat for a little bit today. To let us know what you think, comment, leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It really helps the show. Comment on our YouTube, ring the bell, subscribe. See you next time when we review more movies and TV.
Bye. God, anybody who watches this or listens to this at like 0.25 or 0.5 speed is like and subscribe. Bye.